David, I do all the things you say and do, and it's not. Click. There we go. Okay, so we are live now here at Unity Church of Pomona Valley is what we're calling ourselves. And we are on this July 4th weekend. Today is Sunday, July 6th. And we have survived July 4th and whatever that means to many of us. The wonder and the good and the celebrations and the family gatherings and the political repercussions of that as well. So we want to welcome you all who are here with us. We're delighted you've joined us today, and we are glad and welcome your generous spirit. Drak is here with us today, and he is in two roles. He is doing music for us, and he's doing the lesson for us. And then, as you'll hear, he's doing a class after lunch today for us. So let us start by singing one of our favorite songs, Use Me. Okay.
One of my favorites, too. I think there's no better way in this particular song than really open yourself up to be of service in the world. And I'm going to talk about the unique gift that each one of us is and our purpose, so I think it's perfect.
Great.
to shine, that's the light, and God us to shine its the light, and God needs us to shine its light as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here all abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Let us pray. In the stillness of each now moment is a powerful presence of love. Within us and around us. As we allow ourselves to follow our breath deep within ourselves, we can touch into that divine essence that is the immortal aspect of ourselves. So I invite you to let my words be your words as I breathe in deeply. I let my breath, the breath of life itself, the breath of the Holy Spirit, lead me to the depth of my being, to that within me which is eternal. To that part of my soul that is filled with divine gifts for the world. I am uniquely made. No one is made as I have been made. I am made the way I have been made to be a part of a larger picture. And as I allow myself to find my gifts and to give them to the world, I complete my life's purpose. And I do what I can, what is mine to do to lift the world up in a higher and higher consciousness. So let us just imagine each of us doing that. Imagine a world where everyone turns within to the sacred within themselves and asks the divine to use them as I ask the divine to use me for the good of all, for the betterment of humankind, for the wonder of the world. I invite you to see that in your mind's eye and to see it as an answered prayer. And so it is. Amen. And now let us sing the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you, Drak. I hope you'll join us for food. We have a lot of 4th of July kinds of food, mostly vegetarian food here today, so please join us. We have David, our helper here, our tech helper, has created a YouTube site for us where the videos of our service are saved, and it looks like it works really well, David, so thank you very much. And you can access it any number of ways. Unity Church of Pomona Valley, Unity of Pomona Valley, you put YouTube and then put that. And then there's a direct link. So if you want to share or rewatch or watch, just go to YouTube and you can get them. Facebook is no longer keeping them for very long. They're on there, but not very long. So our book study on Mondays is at 7 o'clock, 7 till 8 on Zoom. The meditation is Wednesdays on Zoom at 6:30. Anyone is welcome to join either of these. Today, Reverend Drak, Druella, is offering the first of his 2 classes on the Enneagram, and it's about personalities, differences, and similarities, and strengths and weaknesses, and helps us not only understand ourselves, but understand those people that are maybe difficult to understand. Understanding that no personality type is wrong or bad, right? Is that right, Drak? They're
That's
all important.
Yep.
And so find out more about yourself and the people that you just don't understand. And it will help our world, I think, and our sanity work a little bit better. So that should be fun. And that's at 2:30 today. Next week, we are having our first SWAC, which is understanding and looking at Unity's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenges in a listening circle. And Linda Lowry is going to be leading that. So if you know Unity and are interested in helping us move forward, you are more than welcome to come and join us in person in a speaking and listening circle. Compassionate Pomona met this week, and we meet then in 2 more weeks on Thursday, July 17th. But at the meeting, a representative from our Congresswoman Nora Torres' office was there. And she gave us information and forms that I had not seen, and think that this is really critical information in the midst of all the detainees that are happening by ICE. And One of them is, she says that when someone is detained, there's only two people that have access to that person. One would be the lawyer, and they sent out a form for lawyers to fill out, or for the families to fill out about their lawyer to be able to go in, but that all has to be done ahead of time. So I have those forms available. I didn't bring those today, but there is also a form for the Congresswoman, and it is here, and you can give it to anyone who might be detained. Now, we know people that are not full citizens are most likely the ones to be detained. However, as she said, in these days, anybody could be detained. And so I need to fill one out as well and have it in my house in case I am picked up for some reason or other. And there's 2 pages. One you fill out ahead of time. The second is about describing the situation about the detention. Why was someone detained? And then you put these together and you send them to Nora Torres's office or whoever your congressperson is, so that they can then go and work on your behalf to get you out. So if that makes sense, and I make 5 copies, so if anybody wants to take some, and then I can also email them to people, or you can get them from her office. But I thought that that was really important information for all of us to have. Had anybody heard of that before? No. No. So it's good that we are getting that information. The weekend of the 26th, Saturday, July 26th, Mary Ann Cordova Breen's ordination is occurring right here in this complex, and I'm not sure, is it going to be in the big sanctuary, or do you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I'm pretty sure it is.
There's going to be a reception in Holmes Hall.
And then a reception in Holmes Hall. So it's at 10:30 in the morning, and she said I can spread the word about that, and so I'm excited, and I've been invited to be a part of, to participate in that service. So I'm very excited. I've known Mary Ann many, many, many years and worked with her a lot, and am very glad that she has made it to this point of lifetime ordination. And let us just remember how blessed each of us is. This church runs on donations. We now have a Zelle, that makes it a lot easier for many people to donate directly into our bank account. So I encourage you to do that. Let us say the affirmation that is on the screen together and in your bulletins. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I am, all I give, all I do, and all that I receive. And so it is, Liz is coming around with the basket. So thank you, Liz, for that. And now, a number of years ago, I made a banner. And when Drak told me what the topic of his talk is, there's our daily word. Oh, daily. Jackie needs to come up and read the daily word. I'm getting ahead of myself. Jackie, I can't leave the daily word out. Come on down. So then I'll introduce, and this is a banner that Jackie made. With God, all things are possible, and I thought it was perfect for
It's perfect
today's
for the topic today.
It is.
Good morning. The word for today is possibilities. I open my mind to limitless possibilities. There are limits to what my mind can imagine. I may find a challenge too big to overcome or too complex to work through. In the past, I might have avoided such challenges, but today I turn within for guidance. Within my inner sanctuary, I find infinite possibilities. For God, nothing is or ever could be impossible. As a spiritual being, I open my mind so these possibilities can enter my imagination. With spiritual sight, I begin to apprehend what is possible. I emerge from my prayer time filled with inspiration and clarity, ready to take the steps necessary to make my vision a reality. I return again and again to the limitless field of infinite potential, where I can claim divine ideas and know the presence and power of God is in and through all things. And from Luke 1:37, for nothing will be impossible with God. Isn't that wonderful to think of in today's times?
We need that. I need
Yes,
that.
we do.
Yes,
To remind ourselves.
that is
What seems impossible.
definitely true. So now we get to sing another song before we hear Drak. So I must be so excited to hear your talk, Jack, that I'm just jumping over everything. So this is a short Ricky Byer Beckwith song.
It's not Vicky Byers, that's why I didn't know what it was when you asked me. The writer is unknown.
Oh, the writer is unknown,
Uh-huh.
but she
Unknown.
published it.
Yeah, it's not Vicky.
But it's in her book. It's in her anthology.
She didn't write it.
Well, I don't know if she wrote it. I'm just saying,
Okay.
it's published it. It's in her book. Yeah. Okay. Unknown writer.
Unknown writer. It says writer unknown on the copy you gave me.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. And it's very simple, and I actually did know this one. It's very sweet. It's like an affirmation more than anything. So, and I hope I'm doing it at the right speed, because truthfully I don't know how quickly it's supposed to be played.
Okay.
That's how it sounds. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that I can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that I can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much,
That you
that you can love me so much,
that you can.
that you can start loving me. One more time. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love me so much, that you can start loving me. I like one more time. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me, that you can start loving me, that you can start loving me. That's
Thank
very
you,
cute.
Drak.
It's just, I hope that was
It's-
played at the right pace.
It's a little different than what I learned, but
What did
it
you
was
learn?
beautiful. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. Excuse my voice, it's all hoarse today. But Liz could probably do it. You remember it, Liz, right?
No, I
You
don't
never did
either.
it?
I don't remember.
You don't remember it? We did.
So you're used to it, maybe a little. So you do it more smooth. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much. I like that.
In between,
That
that
you
you
can
can
start
start loving
loving
me. Yeah, in between the slow and the, but I like the fast. I mean, anyway, yeah.
Well, we won't. Next time I do it, if I do
We're
it.
learning. Is that life is a learning curve, and we're all learning every minute of our lives, right? So, Drak told me that the topic that he wanted to work with today is You Are the Gift. And years ago, I made a banner that says, You are the gift. And it is the Christmas gift. You know, we think of Jesus as the Christmas gift, but it's each and every one of us is the gift to the world. And so I just wanted to bring that and share that because our minds work so much the same. And I love the title and I love the talk, and I found this Enneagram picture. And anyway, I look forward to what you're going to teach us today. So come on over.
Well, that's progress for me. Can you hear me? Okay, because if you couldn't, I was going to go grab the microphone from down there, because I know my voice isn't always something you can hear when I'm up here. In fact, what I'm going to do is take this up.
And I found, Drak, as I was listening to your talk when I was gone, if you turn away from that microphone, I can't hear anything.
So I'll need to keep turned toward the microphone. All right. So I actually spoke on this last week at Claremont Center for Spiritual Living, and it was so perfect for what we've been touching upon these last couple of months. And I think what I'm going to talk about today really focuses upon why we would even do a personality test in the first place, why we explore who we are, and why we celebrate that. Before I get into that, let's see if I can get this to move. Maybe this is the wrong way. Here. Maybe if I go backwards. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. So I looked this up, no joke, and there are 8,213,269,530 human beings currently on this planet. Yeah, wow. Now think about this though. There is only one person exactly like you on this entire planet. With all of those people. Only one person precisely like me, like you, like you, like you. Nobody else. No one else. Really sit with that. And if you were not meant to be here, you would not be here. You wouldn't have incarnated into a body and come on this planet. Every single person on this planet has a purpose. Some sacred purpose. And unique way of being that no one else can fulfill. That means you alone are the only you, and you are here to fulfill your own very specific purpose. And that purpose can look like anything. Now on this planet, we look at people as famous or talented. We look at those people and we think they're the ones that matter a lot of times. Or we look at people in our family with certain roles or best friends, and that's easy to do. But the reality is, Spirit doesn't discern that way, the way we do. Everybody here matters. Everybody is here for a reason. You're here, I'm here for a reason. And it's sacred and it's holy. That many people, only one of you. And yet, how is it that so many of us, I'm speaking from my personal experience and from a lot of people I know, think that somebody else always has something about them that's more important or better than them, or they wish they could be like them. They want to embody something they have. All of us have, at some point in our lives, probably envied or wanted to have some talent like somebody else or do something they do. For me, it was my brother. I'm going to go to this picture. My brother was Joe Cole. He walked with a slouch in high school. He looked like he didn't care. The girls liked him. He was popular. He was just in my world. My older brother was the coolest. I was more quiet, introverted. I played classical piano, was a nerd. I did well in school, and I looked at my brother, and I wanted to be my brother. Oh, did I? And looking back on it, now I understand that my brother was intimidated by me because I was such a good student. I was talented, and that drove him nuts. So he would try to tease me to put me in my place. I didn't know that then. I know that now. But hindsight, what is hindsight, right? But that just says that even the people we think are what we want to be may be looking at us thinking the same. Ego is a tricky thing, you know? It really is. I think that the ego keeps us distracted from the truth of who we are and how significant we are, so that we are resting in that spirit-centered place. It keeps us distracted by having us wish we could have certain things we don't, or perceive that we don't. I say or perceive that we don't, because maybe we do. I read a story recently, and it was really interesting. I'm just going to put that down there. About a doctor who wanted to, well, I'll just go back in this story. He was at a reception. He got a huge honor. He's a top-notch surgeon. Had a huge reception for him, and all of his colleagues were there honoring him. And one of his colleagues, who also so happened to be a close friend, came up to him, and as he was serving himself some food off of the long buffet that they had out there, said, "You must be so proud. This is so awesome." And this doctor, in a rare moment of vulnerability and honesty with his friend, said, "Well, you know, kind of. But if I'm going to be really honest with you, I always wanted to dance. Always wanted to be a dancer." Now, as a young man, he had been training. He loved dancing. He was quite talented, but his parents persuaded him not to take that route because they felt it wouldn't be lucrative enough, that it wasn't a practical thing to follow. So they said, "Don't do it. It's safer if you get something more sure." And he wound up going to medical school and eventually became a surgeon. He's great at it. He has a lovely wife. He has 3 beautiful kids. Everything looked great. But within him, he was not at ease. He was not settled, because a part of his soul yearned to fulfill a purpose that he had not fulfilled yet, that was true to his nature. It's interesting because sometimes I think when we are drawn to something, it's a part of us crying out to fulfill the truth more fully of who we are. And also, at the same time, I think when there is something we envy in somebody else, that maybe that's something they have that we envy we already have. Or that longing that we have is a longing within us to fulfill who we more fully are. For instance, my mother is an artist. She's a very talented artist. If I long to be an artist, maybe that's not what I have to do in this world. What's mine to do in this world artistically is music. Perhaps you want to be creative too, but maybe your creative bent is to cook a really good meal. Maybe you would like to be that great technician who knows everything about computers, and you wind up being the person who's really good at organizing a closet, because your mind technically is inclined that way. What I mean by this is that We long for things sometimes because there is a part of ourselves that needs to come forth, and it needs to express it in its own unique way. Perhaps not like Joe Cool over there, but maybe like Joe Cool you. You have a Joe Cool in you that needs to express in only the way that it can in this world. Sometimes that longing is you longing to stretch out more fully, to spiritually embrace yourself more fully in this world. We all have something to offer. We're all here for a reason. No one is more important than anyone else. And in this day and age where, especially in Southern California, where Hollywood's not so far away, it's easy to get caught up in the understanding that maybe, perhaps, what you have to offer isn't big or as important. Or maybe it's not as much as that person down the street who makes more money. It's not true. Spirit doesn't discern. You have a purpose. You have a calling. There's a story. I'm going to read it. And I think a lot of you have heard this story, and I think I like it. It's a really neat story. There was once a pregnant lion that was on its last legs. She dies soon after giving birth. The newborn, not knowing what to do, makes its way into a nearby field and mingles with a herd of sheep. The mother sheep sees the cub and decides to raise it as its own. And so the lion cub grows up along with the other sheep and starts thinking and acting just like a sheep. It would bleat like a sheep and even eat grass. Imagine that. But it was never truly happy. For one, it always felt that there was something missing. And secondly, the other sheep would constantly ridicule it for being so different. They would say, "You are so ugly and your voice sounds so weird. Why can't you bleat properly like the rest of us? You're a disgrace to the sheep community." The lion would just stand there and take in all of these remarks, feeling extremely sad. It felt it had let down the sheep community by being so different and that it was a waste of space. Have you ever felt like a waste of space? It's not a fun feeling. One day, an older lion from a far-off jungle sees a herd of sheep and decides to attack it. While attacking, it sees the young lion running away along with the other sheep. Curious as to what was happening, the older lion decides to stop chasing the sheep and pursues the younger lion instead. It pounces on the lion and growls, asking him why is it running away with the sheep. The younger lion shakes in fear and says, "Please don't eat me. I'm just a young sheep. Please let me go." Upon hearing this, the older lion growls, "That's nonsense. You're not a sheep, you're a lion, just like me." The younger lion simply repeats, "I know I'm a sheep. Please let me go." At this point, the older lion gets an idea. It drags the younger lion to a river nearby and asks it to look at its reflection. Upon looking at the reflection, the lion, much to its own astonishment, realizes who it really was. It was not a sheep, it was a mighty lion. The young lion feels so thrilled that it lets out a mighty roar. The roar echoes from all corners of the jungle and frightens the living daylights out of the sheep that were hiding behind the bushes to see what's happening. They all flee away. No longer will the sheep be able to make fun of the lion or even stand close to it, for the lion had found its true nature and its true herd. Think about this. The older lion in the story is a metaphor. It's a metaphor for self-awareness. And looking at the reflection in the water is another metaphor for self-reflection. When we become aware of our limiting beliefs through self-reflection, we experience self-awareness. And when we experience this self-awareness, we might discover that perhaps we have some of those qualities we long for. Perhaps we're playing in the wrong field and it's time to find a new field or a new herd. Ultimately, what we discover is more fully who we are, and get a solid sense of our purpose in the world, no matter how big or small we believe it to be. We find that. Throwing the little papers behind me. Just like the older lion in the story, a lot of us have been influenced by media, things we were taught when we were growing up, best friends, spouses. There's just a plethora of things out there that can influence how we think and believe about ourselves. That's only natural. I mean, it's part of being a human being in this world here where we are. But when we take the time through those quiet moments to ask ourselves questions, to reflect on who we are, what we're feeling or thinking, we might be surprised at what we'll discover about who we are, what we have to offer in this world. There's more to us oftentimes than we give ourselves credit for. When I grew up, my mom encouraged my artistic abilities. I was so blessed in that way. Because she was an artist, she worked very hard in a nursing home to ensure I got a piano so I could take piano lessons. Bless her heart for that. And my dad, he was a financial analyst, a very smart guy, very methodical, organized, detail-oriented, and I took that aspect of him on too. So I was really gifted with a wonderful blend of things. One thing, though, that neither one of them was comfortable with and engaged in was self-reflection and deep talk. Made them both very uncomfortable. For years, I played music at churches and I ran offices and used my organization skills. I did all of these things, and something was always missing. It just wasn't quite there. Because I had been that kid growing up who always asked those deep, uncomfortable questions that my family didn't like. There was a part of me that yearned to go deeply and to ask those questions, to reflect upon myself and the world at large. It wasn't until very recently that I became a chaplain, and once I became a chaplain, I was opened up to this world where everybody was in a place where they wanted to ask those questions. They wanted to reflect on the meaning of their lives and what's going on in this world, because in hospice, you don't have a lot of time left and you need somebody to talk to those things with sometimes. Finally, I felt more full. I love the work that I do. So why do I mention myself right now in my experience here? I mention myself in this experience because we can grow up fairly fulfilled. We can go through more than one career. We can do things in life, have good things in our life, and still feel not quite fully fulfilled. Because there's something else we need to expand more fully into with what we do in this world and who we are. That's a part of our evolution. It's a part of being a human being on a spiritual journey. So don't ever think you're done. There's always more to learn. And there's always more to be in this world. There's always space to be more. And maybe, perhaps, that surgeon, maybe he could take dance lessons. Maybe he has. I'll never know. It's never too late. It's never too late. The yearning never ends because we're always meant to grow. We're always meant to unfold fully into who we are. And so we'll go back to what I talked about very much earlier at the beginning of this talk about how I'm going to teach on the Enneagram today. I'm going to just touch on that real quickly because self-reflection, learning who we are, whether it's through a little personality test or going to a workshop or reading a book that really profoundly moves you and makes you start asking big questions about your life, whatever it is, self-reflection and awareness is the key. It's the key to knowing not only who we are more fully, but allowing that is a portal to open up an opportunity for us to be more fully who we can be in this world. There's always room for growth. So I'd like to read a quote by Oprah Winfrey. She says, "There is no greater gift you can give or receive than to honor your calling. It's why you were born and how you become most truly alive." And I say calling knowing that calling could be to just be a best friend to somebody who lives next door to you who's very, very lonely. And I say just is not just, really. Nothing's too small. And then Deepak Chopra says in the 7 spiritual laws of success, I love this, everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift or special talent to give to others. And we blend this unique talent with service to others. When we do so, we experience the ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit. I love that. And then, are you guys familiar with Lenny Kravitz, the musician? Any of you?
Oh, yeah.
Just a little. Oh my gosh, guys. The seemingly ageless Lenny Kravitz has always gone his own way. Kravitz accepted the Music Icon Award at the 2024 People's Choice Awards. And this is what he said. When I was thinking about what to say tonight, I kept going back to that word icon, he said. It means a lot of things to a lot of people. But to me, it means you've made an indelible mark by being who God created you to be.
Wow. That's great.
Here's this world-famous man. That's what he did. He just was who he was created to be. And I think that's our invitation too. To self-reflect on who we are, to learn who we are more, and to reflect upon who and what we can be and continue to be and are in this world. That's our gift. So in offering our gifts, meaning the gift that we are, we become more fully authentic. In becoming more fully authentic, we discover more of our gifts. And when we do this, we unfold into who we truly are, not only for ourselves, but for other people. That's the whole purpose. What they say, there's an expression, it's called, there is no private good. Have you heard that? There is no private good. What that means is whatever good comes to me, it's not private, it's not just for me, a secret. You don't want to keep your light under a bushel, as they say in the Bible. It's for the world. When we grow and expand more into who we are, we have more to offer the world. I have helped so many people in their dying process. If I had remained in office work, I wouldn't have helped those people. Sure, I'd be helping keep a nice, neat, organized office, but I wanted to do more. We all have more.
Yeah.
So I said, go forth and shine your light brightly, my friends. Be the authentic gift that you are in this world. Now, I'm looking at the time. It's 1:20, so I'm going to wait till afterwards. I do have some stuff on here about the Enneagram that I can share with all of you when we get back into our office area and have some lunch. That will touch upon the gifts that we are and the gifts that we have. They're uniquely our own. This tool will talk about how each one of us is born with an innate nature that uniquely expresses only one way through us, only our way through us, and that we are a gift. So I look forward to exploring the Enneagram with all of you. And I guess for now I will step down. And do we want to do a little music, or would we like to?
Yeah, it looks like we have a few
Well,
minutes.
time- we have a
If you
few
have
minutes.
something that you want to share with us,
We do.
good. Let's give him a hand. Yay, another great lesson from Drak, Reverend Drak.
I think I have played this composition before. It is called Nocturne in C. And Nocturne in C was something that I wrote kind of as a tribute to a musician who's long since gone during the classical, more romantic classical era, named Frederick Chopin. And Frederick Chopin's music was very cathartic for me growing up. It was an avenue through which I could really express the things I was feeling in a safely way. A safe way. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll just leave it at that. I would like you to just be able to sit and enjoy listening to this music and let it take you where it takes you.
meditation.
Wow.
Wow is right. Thank you, Drak. So many gifts pour out of you. Really. And out of all of us. that it takes courage to do that work. So let us share our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The presence of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And now our peace song.